Hey, so today I want to talk about something that's really important. It's important to me because I've gone through it and very close to me. I've been seeing them hurt by this. And I'm praying that it sheds some light and that it helps you to date smarter. So I'm going to also share bits of my testimony and just where the Lord has me now and what He's been revealing to me and speaking to me about. So I did another YouTube video and I talked about my journey and how I was single for 7 years. And right now it reached 8 years. So I've been single for 8 years. And last night I received a revelation about just areas that I've been naive about, and also reasons why, the Lord may be having me single. So to start, I have a pretty rough upbringing. You can see my other videos about my testimony, but there's a lot of things that I never even covered yet. And I feel like the Lord's been speaking to me about sharing, and hoping that my testimony, my story can help other people. And I feel like it's time to open up. And so specifically today, I want to talk about dating. And so we're living in a generation where it's scary to date, honestly. There's a lot of stuff that's happening. We're living in the end times and we have to be careful, right? We need to guard our hearts. We need discernment. We need wisdom. We need to connect it to the Lord now more than ever. And before I even talked about this, I was up late last night, almost 2 o'clock in the morning, researching this because I feel like it's so important. But narcissism is real, and abusive behaviors, and so let me share what I found. So what is a narcissist, right? It's narcissism, a disorder in which a person has an inflated sense of self-importance, and it's usually found in men, but I have seen it in women as well. Some symptoms: an excessive need for admiration, disregard for others' feelings, an inability to handle any criticism, and a sense of entitlement. So if you have ever dated a narcissist, maybe you married one, had narcissistic friends, you know how completely awful it is. It's evil, even. It's wickedness. And honestly, I don't really know how people become narcissists. I'm sure it probably has to do with a deep wound and just the enemy just continuing to just pour out lies, but it's awful. And I'm sorry if you have been affected by a narcissist. Maybe you've been abused, or maybe you've been just lied to, because I've gone through that. So a little bit about my testimony. So in high school, that's when I started dating, a young age. Freshman. But anyways, I dated this guy, my first boyfriend I was with for a little over a year, and he cheated on me, right? With a lot of different girls, some girls that I knew. So I broke up with that guy. And then shortly after, I met another guy. But I just want to also just let you know, before that, I would say I was confident. I knew that I was great in school, very smart in school. I love dressing up. I love taking care of myself. And so, of course, with this whole situation of me getting cheated on, I became a little bit insecure, but I was okay. But then the next guy came around and he knew about everything that happened, right? He knew the guy who cheated on me. He knew the whole story, right? So we had a class together, me and this new guy, and we just became friends, and then eventually we started dating. But looking back now, I realized that it turned out to be an abusive relationship for 3 years, emotional abuse, and saw behaviors of narcissism in him. And after reading the research, I realized that I completely ignored the red flags, right? And that's really important when it comes to dating. And if you're thinking about dating right now, it's beautiful to date, but you want to be careful, right? You want to date smart. And so I wasn't a Christian though, but it was for 3 years, and I can tell you this relationship crushed me to the core. He came off as the good guy, right? The guy who would never cheat, but he was he put me down a lot, controlling, manipulative. I felt, I felt very, like I couldn't speak up for myself. Whenever I would receive criticism in return. He wouldn't listen. He didn't really like me around other people. I was very isolated, alone. He would constantly pick out flaws, just say mean things, and I internalized that. And when I left that relationship, which was very difficult, I was broken to the point where I didn't feel worthy of life. And that's how broken I felt because of this guy. And that's my prayer. I just pray that no one goes through what I've gone through. And because it destroyed me, this once confident, smart, amazing girl turned out to be a mess. And the Lord's been slowly rebuilding me, but it did take it took a huge toll on my life. And so here's what I learned. First and foremost, when you are thinking about dating, you have to know who you are, right? You have to have this self-love, this confidence, Godfidence, right? If you're a Christian. Because if you don't, you're going to settle for a guy who's going to tell you what you want to hear because you really don't believe it yourself. So if a guy tells you you're beautiful or you're amazing, and if you don't know it, you're going to stay with the guy, even if he's abusive, just because you like some words that you hear. You have to walk in knowing already that you're beautiful, that you're amazing, that you're smart, that you're talented. You have to know this already. And when a guy tells you those things, okay, great, thank you. I know you don't have to say it out loud, but inside you know already. So that way you're not, that's not something that you can be deceived with, what I mean? Also, hold on a few things. Trust yourself. There were so many times where people are in relationships and they see the red flags and they have these feelings and they can't really explain it, but it's, if you listen to the Holy Spirit, it could be this Holy Spirit warning you, this person's not right for you. This person doesn't have the right motives or intentions. If you feel uneasy, if you don't have peace, if you feel like you have to constantly prove yourself or you have to constantly defend yourself, if you're always saying I'm sorry, like that, those are indicators of an unhealthy relationship. No relationship is perfect, but there should be peace there. You should feel worthy. If you are in a relationship and you feel bad about yourself and you feel like you can't express how you feel because it's always shut down, or if you feel like you can't be yourself, like that's not healthy and that's not God's will. And if you're obsessed and you're just worried about what this person thinks and you don't want to hurt this person. And all right, so another thing is that you want to test the spirit, right? Even the Bible talks about that. Does this person have fruit? When you guys are engaging in a disagreement, how does he act? Does he belittle your emotions? Does he or she just make you feel like you're crazy? Like, are they understanding? Are they empathetic? Are they loving? Are they caring? Do they care about you as a person? And you want that, especially if you're looking towards marrying this person. You want to test them and you want to see, can this person really measure up to a loving father or a loving husband someday? Another thing, you want to be careful also with online dating. That's where there's a ton of men and women who, this is where they get their catch. They're looking for people who they can dominate and control, out of their own insecurities. And yeah, so you want to be wise with that. I wouldn't encourage online dating actually, but yeah, just be careful. That's all I have to say with that. And again, research, know the signs, and work on you, right? The more we work on ourselves, the better, right? We want to, you attract who you are, basically, in a way. So you want to, if you want someone who is godly, loving, patient, you want to be those things as well. So I pray that this encourages you. I'm saying this in a very loving way. I'm very concerned about our generation, and especially with how we are dating nowadays, and just with what's going on in this world. You don't want to be fearful, but you want to be discerning. And but yes, so another thing with this ministry, I'm starting something new where I actually want to further help women. And so I am going to be offering counseling/coaching sessions where we can talk on the phone, Zoom. If you have just questions, or you just need someone to listen, or biblical advice or any kind of advice, I would love to serve you in that way. And so if you would like more information about that, please go to my website, which is linked below. It's www.theabundantlifeministry.org. So have a blessed day, and remember, date smart. Bye.